So you think hacking is all about some person in a dark hoodie frantically typing code to break into a system? Yeah, you've probably been watching too many movies. The real first step of any digital investigation is actually way quieter, way more methodical, and believe it or not, it can start right here on your phone. Let's dive in.
And this is really the heart of the matter. Before a single line of malicious code is ever written, hackers, especially the ethical ones, the good guys, spend almost all their time just gathering intelligence. This whole phase has a name: Reconnaissance, or Recon for short. It's the art of knowing absolutely everything about your target before you even think about making a move.
All right, so let's pull back the curtain on this first secret, shall we? It's really all about becoming a digital detective. You're not smashing down doors, you're patiently gathering clues and piecing together a complete picture of your target.
You know, what's so cool about this slide is how it just completely flips the script on what we think hacking is. The myth, right? It's all action, adrenaline, fast-paced attacks. But the reality? It's much more like a game of chess. It is not about wildly guessing passwords. It's about understanding the system so deeply that you don't have to guess. It's pure strategy, and it all starts with Recon.
And, every good detective needs a toolkit. So we're going to build ours right on our mobile device, turning it into a seriously powerful information-gathering machine. Here's what you'll need to get set up.
And you'll be surprised at how easy it is to get this mobile detective kit set up. First, you're going to install an app called Termux. This thing is amazing. It basically gives you a powerful command line terminal right on your phone. Next, you just run a quick update to make sure everything's fresh and stable. And finally, you install the specific detective tools we're about to talk about. That's it. 3 steps and you're ready to roll.
Okay, so here are the main tools of the trade for this little investigation. Think of Whois as, well, checking the public property records for a website. NSlookup, that's like looking up that property's exact street address in a giant phone book. Dig is for when you need the super detailed stuff, like the zoning maps and utility plans. And ping, well, ping is literally just walking up and knocking on the front door to see if anyone's home.
All right, kit's packed. We are ready to go. It's time to put on our detective hats and start the actual investigation. Let's gather our first set of digital clues.
You know, the very first question any detective is going to ask is, who owns this place? And in the digital world, we can find that out pretty easily by checking the public registration records for any domain name out there.
And to get our hands on that info, we use a simple command called Whois. It's really the digital equivalent of marching down to City Hall and asking to see the property deed for an address. It just pulls up the public registration file for whatever domain you ask it about. And this is the kind of gold we get back. We find out who the domain registrar is, we see the registration and expiration dates, and we get the name servers, which are kind of like the big signpost that directs traffic to the website. Now, an attacker might look at that expiration date very, very closely, maybe hoping to snatch up the domain if it's not renewed. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you might even find the owner's direct contact info, which is just, a gold mine.
Okay, so we know who owns the domain, but here's the thing. A name like Google.com is just a friendly label for us humans. Computers, they don't use names, they use numbers. Every single website has a numerical IP address, and that is its true location on the internet. So, let's go find it.
And to find that secret number, we run what's called a name server lookup with the NSlookup command. It's basically like taking a friendly name we all know, like Google.com, and looking it up in the world's biggest digital phone book to find its real, honest-to-goodness numerical address.
And boom, just like that, we've got probably the most critical clue we're going to get: the target's IP address. This single piece of information is the foundation for almost all future investigation. We also get to see which server gave us that information, which is another handy little clue to tuck away in our file.
So look, NSlookup is awesome for a quick check. But what if we need more? For the serious detective who wants to see the entire case file, not just the cover page? Well, for that, we need a more powerful tool.
And that's where the dig command comes into play. Think of it as the super advanced version of our phone book lookup. It doesn't just give you the phone number, it gives you the entire page, complete with little notes scribbled in the margins. It asks the same basic question as NSlookup, but gets a much, much more detailed report back.
And wow, just look at the level of detail we get. Beyond just the IP address, we get all sorts of different DNS records, we can see query response times, and we get deeper server information. For an investigator, this is pure gold. For instance, spotting a certain type of DNS record might tell you if the target uses a specific email provider or a particular cloud service, and that just opens up brand new avenues to investigate.
Okay, we've got the ownership records, we've got the secret address, but there's one last, really simple question we got to answer before we do anything else. Is anyone even home? Is our target actually online and responding right at this very moment?
To find out, we use the ping command, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It sends a tiny, tiny little data packet, a ping, over to the target's IP address, and then it just waits.
It waits to see if it gets a response, a pong, back. Simple as that.
And when those replies start flooding back, one after another, that's it. That's our confirmation. The target is online, it's active, and we have a live connection. The lights are officially on. Our initial surveillance is now complete.
All right, so we've run these commands, we've gathered all these clues. The big question is, what does it all mean? We just ran 4 simple commands from a phone. Let's debrief and take a look at the intelligence file we've just built from scratch.
I mean, think about it. In just a couple of minutes, right from our phone, we've put together a whole intelligence file. We know who owns the domain and, crucially, when it might expire. We have its exact numerical address on the vast internet. We know which servers are directing all its traffic, and most importantly, we have confirmed that the target is live and reachable.
And I want to be absolutely crystal clear here. Nothing we just did was hacking. We haven't broken a single rule or accessed anything private. All we've done is use publicly available tools to gather publicly available information. This is reconnaissance. This isn't the attack, it's drawing a detailed, accurate map before you even think about taking the first step on a journey.
And really, that brings us to the final and honestly the most important question of all. This process, this recon, it's the foundation for both attackers and defenders. The very same skills that are used to find weaknesses can be used to identify and then fix those same weaknesses. So the real question isn't just how you gather this intelligence, but once you have it, how do you use it to make things stronger, safer, and